This here is the Corsair 4000D, the Frame 4000D, and we just finished covering it, we just finished the build, afterwards the review, and now I can put it aside, because today we are not going to do a new build, we're going to do the exact same build, but inside the Frame 5000D. Oh. Inside the Frame 5000D. Now, why are we going to do that? Because the Frame 5000D is supposed to be a little bit bigger, a little bit better, a little bit more cooling. And I want to see what happens if we max out the 5000D in contrast to maxing out the 4000D. Yeah, let's maybe first take it out here. Oh god, this box is even bigger. Please don't break anything. Woo! No new scratch on the ceiling. Oh, here it is. The safety, compliance and warranty information sheet, because printing out a manual is too much to ask. I already heard in the box that the front panel came down. It was already wiggling in there. Yeah, this is definitely a bigger case. So, I'm going to sweat today. So this is the Corsair Frame 5000D, in contrast to the Frame 4000D. Yeah, okay, this is a much bigger case. This is... oh, yeah, this is a bigger case. God, this is a bigger one. Anyway, so the idea for today is to rebuild the build that we just did inside the Frame 4000D with the exact same performance components, but maxing out the cooling to whatever the Frame 5000D allows me to do. Which then allows me to directly compare, hey, what happens with the temperatures if we max out the case, 4000D versus Frame 5000D. That's the idea, so we are going to keep using the NZXT X870E, the M9 motherboard, including the 9950 X3D, which I never took out, and the RAM that I never took out. Everything is still in there. No, I didn't almost drop it. That definitely did not happen. And we'll use the same 4080 as well as the Be Quiet Dark Power 13 that we used last time. That's good, that's fine, I like that. But for the cooling, we're going to switch over. We're going to switch over to the IQ Link Titan 420 RX RGB. The 420 edition, or the new 420 edition of the Titan cooler. Now, the 360 was already very good, like the temperatures inside the 4000D were amazing. But yeah, we're just going to go 420 because why the hell not? To tune it, because we have 3 RX 120 fans on there, Corsair also sent along a few boxes of RX 140 RGB fans. So we're going to use 1.5 box to push-pull this 420 AIO. And if you're asking yourself why it is unboxed, like before we are doing the build, that's because it comes straight off the benchmark machine. Like literally. Friday it was benchmarking, today is Monday. Because I wanted to get the numbers before I use it in the build, like in case I damage it or anything, so that I have the accurate numbers. That's why it's already on the table. But we have a ton of RX 140s. Unfortunately, I only have 2 reverse spinning LX 140s. So what we can't do is fill the side spots with reverse spinning fans in 140. So what we're going to do is use the leftover RX 140s and just turn them around. Not really what I wanted to do, but that's what needs to happen. Whew. Okay. I think everything is clear. Everything is known. Let's open the case and see for ourselves what the actual differences are between the 4000 and 5000. And first, yes, the top panel is stiffer. Oh, build quality has improved. Oh, thank God. Okay, let's open up the case because I really need to create some space here. We have way too much stuff on the table. But first, a little recharge. No, again. Okay, so design-wise, the 5000 and 4000D are very similar. We still got that side-wise intake, we got the tempered glass front panel, we still got that dual system of mounting down, which makes the glass almost fall every time. Oh yeah, I kind of forgot that they sent the 5000D RGB edition. Ooh, this is new. Ooh. This wasn't on the 4000D. A black Corsair sticker on a black case, which is almost unseeable. Maybe like in the light you can see it a bit. Anyway, other than that, the case looks very similar. We can disassemble it in the very same way. I don't see... Oh, we got the same sheet that I am going to remove for better performance. Or potential performance, because it was not possible for me to measure any actual difference. Oh yeah, this is cool. So I saw that in the news article from Corsair, the backside of the motherboard is not anymore a straight plate, but it's like a pegboard. Well, they said 3D print and do whatever the hell you want, but you can actually also take the... Oh god, there is way more stuff going on here. Like, the longer I look, the more differences I see. You can customize the location of your Velcro ties, and that's kind of cool. You have like a little system with, I don't even know what to call it, like a little thing that peeks out, and then you position it wherever you want the thing to be. And then you got like a little plastic screw that you just shove through, which pushes out the end things coming out on the other side. And there you go, you just repositioned a Velcro strip, and potentially you can do this with anything. I could even see somebody who would be crazy enough to make this into like an 2.5-inch drive holder. Because technically there's no reason why this shouldn't work. Other than that, there are a lot of differences. I thought the 5000D would just be like a bigger 4000D, but no, there is quite a lot more going on. So, oh god, this is so much stronger. So much stronger. So of course, it's bigger, it's better, it's bigger fans, more cooling. For example, the PSU shroud is now fully covered with like these triangle shapes everywhere, which also means, because everything is pushed towards the front a little bit more, which then means that my issue where I couldn't get the IQ connector, the 90-degree connector in from the backside, that's gone. Now I have a lot of space here, and if you use a vertical GPU mount, which mounts down here, you still can use the second 120mm spot, so you don't lose that one. However, a very big difference, the whole bottom of the case, which still slides out on the side and has like now a giant mesh filter, very cool. Well, that one now also supports fans, so we got even more fans than we had before, which I didn't anticipate. I just thought we had bigger fans. No, we have more fans. That changes a lot for today. So I can see at least one, maybe even two 140mm spots in the bottom, below or behind the PSU, as long as I take out this here. Gone, and now we got two 120s or 140mm fan spots in the bottom. Now I am excited about this, but it's possible that my PSU is just way too long and that will protrude and we will only have one, but one is better than zero, so we got that. Now similarly to the Frame 4000D, we still got this here. So this is out, and in the box of goodies I am 100% sure that we will find the replacement part for fans. Okay, I think at this point I kind of have to stop showing off whatever the case can do, because I still need some content for the actual review. This is supposed to be like a discovery build. So yeah, let's stop showing everything in detail and get going with the build for today. So I thought about it long and hard, and oh yeah, of course, the Infinity Rail system, still there, still beautiful, still nice. I still love this pattern. Like, I know not everybody does, but I still do. I think it looks beautiful. So, what I believe we will do is take out the RS140 fans that Corsair pre-installed here. Yeah, it's RS140 ARGBs, and replace them with RS140 IQ fans, because we are going full IQ, then let's go full IQ. So the three in the front are out, replaced, the one in the back out, replaced, and then we can get going with the actual case. So, yeah, let's start. One quite positive aspect of getting a pre-filled case is that I do not need to readjust the Oh, cause I used the quick screws. Oh, that's nice. Is that I do not need to relocate all the Infinity rails in the front and the clips and nothing. Everything is already in place. It was 140 before, it will be 140 afterwards, so that's really nice for me. 3 are out. And last one. Case is empty. Basically the state we had with the 4000D, and now we gotta unbox a bunch of fans. Hey, more IQ stuff, and even more IQ stuff. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. A. And single. Yeah, a warranty guide, another safety information and compliance guide, but no manual. Nowhere is a manual to be seen. More IQ stuff and more IQ stuff. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And the rest we're going to see. Whew, so many fans. So goddamn many fans. Let's maybe start with the motherboards, just so that it's out of the way. And then we'll fill this case with fans. Oh god, so many fans. But it's going to look cool. Yeah, favorite thing, installing a motherboard with the case standing. Stay in there. Okay, so Corsair adds all necessary screws. However, they do not label the box. So you basically have to guess based on a not so... I have no clue. Do I really have to open every bag now? I'm looking for one motherboard screw. A single one. I just need one. No. There we go. Wow, it was the last bag I opened. Great. Amazing. Yeah, I think we are from now on going to proceed exactly as we did with the Frame 4000D. Just start with the AIO and then go from there. And then hopefully we don't have to relocate a bunch of stuff because I misjudged something. But before we can do the AIO, you can see, we need to readjust this handy little bracket. God, I love this InfiniRail system. To 140 millimeters. There we go. And 140 support. Got it right here. Tubes to the front, like the last time. A triple set of 140s on top for good measure, because more cooling is better cooling. And this now goes into the top. Even if I'm using a 420 AIO, I feel like I got so much more space everywhere. There we go. Yeah, another sandwich. Oh, this is so cool. Okay, AIO in, everything is connected. We've got a little bit of an issue here. So this here is for the front, that's reserved, I can't touch that. But for the sidewise intake, I ran into a little bit of a problem because I can either use two reverse spinning LX140s or RX140, LX140s, but then I'm like one spot missing, so I don't want to do that. I could use my LX140s regular and just turn them around, or the RX140 regular and just turn them around. The problem is I've got two of each, and I ran completely out of any 140mm IQ fans, so I came up with a not so brilliant idea. I'm going to mix match IQ fans. I will mix match the most bottom one in hopes that nobody will see that I mix matched them. Can you see the difference? I hope not. Please don't see the difference. And please don't say anything to Corsair. This is forbidden. This here, dip dip, like this, and now we got space. Yeah, now nobody will see it. You see a difference? No, you don't. You don't see a difference. It's exactly the same fan. Okay, note to myself, get the side fans in before getting in the front fans. Makes it a lot easier and less like stuffing. Oh, the 140mm in the back. I almost forgot about that one. How could I? Okay, now we got two more fan spots left. We got the 120s here, and then we got something here. I know that we can fit 140s in there. I mean, I can see the holes, so 140 fits, but I think with the power supply we won't fit another or two 140s in there. So maybe let's install the power supply beforehand and just check, because I just don't want to run into that problem after I install the fans. Oh yay! These screws again don't grab my power supply, exactly as it was on the Frame 4000D. Great feature, Corsair, thank you. I love it. Yep, there is no way I will fit either a 120 or a 140 immediately after the power supply. So a single one it is. So let's install the single 140mm reverse spinning one there. And after that, yeah, it's the two left over in the top, and then we are done, basically. Woo! Oh, with fans, just with fans. We got more stuff that needs to be done, but fans are done at that point. Okay, now the last two fans that we can install are the leftover, where are they? Here. reverse spinning ones, which are forced 120mm fans. That's all we can do in here. They go here. There we go. 1, 2, duck, duck. Okay. Except for the GPU, everything is in there. Okay, so let's quickly do some cable management, and then we can get the build going. God, this is again so even more IQ fans. This time we got one more on the side, one in the bottom, which didn't exist before. So 2 more fans, and pretty much all of them are around 40s, except for the one on the PSU shroud. But god damn, damn. The build is pretty much done. Everything is in there. We got the IQ Link Titan sandwich 420 in the top, because why the hell not? We got the triple 120 intake in the front, triple 140 intake at the front, triple 140 intake on the side, the 140 intake reverse in the bottom, 2 other reverse 120s on the PSU shroud, which this one can breathe to some degree. The gap here has become bigger, the gap here has become bigger. It's the Corsair 5000D, Frame 5000D. It's bigger, it's better, it's more air. I'm very excited about seeing the benchmark results. The last step I need to do is install the GPU, and for that, maybe get rid of all of these boxes here. Better. And whilst we do that, I can also check if the 5000D has or is going to have the same problem as the 4000D, where the GPU doesn't always fit. I hope not. I really do. It doesn't fit. Great! At least I know what to do. What is going on with these PCIe brackets? It's not just this GPU, it's every GPU. It sucks. I'm just going to try to create like a very good A-roll of how I fix that issue. Because it's like, you need to know what you're looking for. Once I try getting the GPU in there, I'm just aligning the PCIe socket. Okay. Once I do that, you see here these two here, they do not go into the hole. Don't ask me why. I need to like tilt the GPU into this direction for it to do. And boom, it's in there. The problem is I need to now keep the GPU up, otherwise I will certainly break the socket. And now reinstall this entire thing with one hand while it's keeping the GPU up, and then add these screws here while it's never letting go of the GPU. If I let it go, it's done. I just need to get a single screw in there. Boom. Great. Whew. The fuck course I fixed this. Closing this one here. Nothing in there. Oh, you can see the fan. Yeah, that's kind of dumb, but now you can see the fan. Okay. Oh yeah, the definitely no compensator plug. There we go. Let's get going. Oh boy, so I got a lot to say. First of all, the build overall went fine. I would even say it went a little bit easier or better as in the 4000D. The cases are essentially the same thing, like the 5000 got a few upgrades, got more space actually. That's like the biggest difference. You got more space to work with, you got more fan spots, so what we built here is basically just more fans, but it's easier to work within it because of the additional space. Now, that said, not everything is perfect. I got a few minus points that I want to mention in the review later on, but for today, this is the build that we did, and the numbers, the performance numbers, the temperatures are very, very great. Even better than in the 4000D, which already were amazing. So the difference to the 4000D is basically just more fans and 140mm fans. So upgraded the AIO in the top, was a 360 before, now it's a 420. We got 140s in the front, where we had 120s, we got 140s on the side where we had 120s, we got an additional 140 in the bottom. So we essentially have 2 more fans, and then every fan is a bigger fan, and the back one was also 120, now it's 140. So more fans and bigger fans. And we did the exact same performance benchmarks we did the last time for the temperature. We just ran Firmark itself and then the CPU burner test from Firmark. And where before in the 4000D we were going CPU burner and then all the fans all in 100%, we stagnated at 71.6 degrees C on the package temperature of the CPU of the 9950X3D. We now ran it at 71 degrees C, which is 0.6 better. That's not a lot. Ambient temperature is the same. We got an AC running in the morning, which keeps the temperature stable. But 0.6 is not that much. However, if we switch it over to the balance preset, the temperature dropped to 72.1 degrees C. Again, the balance preset from whatever Corsair IQ is doing, and at 72.1 degrees C, that means that we drop by 2.4 compared to our exact same build with less and smaller fans in the 4000D. Then moving everything to the quiet preset, moved the temperature to 73.3 degrees C, which means again 2.2 degrees C lower than what we had in the 4000D. Of course, bigger AIO, more fans, bigger fans, more space to work with, so the temperature is better by 2.2 degrees C. That's a much better temperature. And the same actually happened for the GPU, because if I ran the GPU without any fans, just the GPU fans, whatever they are doing in that preset, we had 67 degrees C on the GPU, and with all of the fans running, we were looking at 61 degrees C. So 67 and 61 with all the fans all in, which means that without any fans, the GPU was running 1 degree C colder, which margin of error, of course, and also we got more space, so that might also be a contributing factor. The GPU has more breathing air within the case, but that's like margin of error 1 degree, but we dropped by 2 compared to what we had before, so 63 versus 61. But the overall build went very great. Now, I'm very happy with the case. I'm looking forward to the review. It's going to be another 30 minutes review. Cutting 30 minutes videos is like really exhausting, so I'm not looking forward to that, but working inside of the case was pretty fine. I really like the frame idea. I really like the frame lineup. The pegboard style of motherboard tray, great idea. Great idea. I think they need to come out with like a SSD mounting for that pegboard. That would be like a great move to allow people to mount a ridiculous amount of SSDs to the back. That would be cool. But other than that, I'm really happy with the case. And for today, this is going to be it. I really like the build. It performs amazingly. I'm happy. And for you, if you want to keep watching, have a look at the 4000D build we did. Also went amazing, but that's for the people who have limited amount of space. So smaller case, little bit less cooling, but still the design is pretty much identical. A little bit of a difference, but it's very, very close. But for today, this is going to be it. A big thank you to Corsair for sending all of this here over. And yeah, I need to get started on the review because that's going to be a long one. But hope to see you on the next one. Bye-bye.